This is a code walkthrough for the example file LoopingWhileAveraging.java. This example demonstrates using a while loop to perform averaging on some unknown length series of numbers. And what averaging entails is a combination of accumulation and counting. So let's, as always, let's compile this code and let's step through it with a debugger before free running it a few times. So we'll run through it with a debugger here. And we're setting up an output format string. Notice that we've got a whole number with a %d format, and we've got a floating point number with 2 decimal places here. We'll use that down here to display the results. And then we set up a sentinel value of -1, declare a score, and notice that now we have to initialize to 0 both the sum of the numbers and the count of the numbers. And then we're going to declare a variable for average. And here's our prompt, and notice that I've incorporated the sentinel value into the prompt. So if we change that value, the prompt is updated automatically. It's kind of nice. So as always, let's assume that we've got test scores that range from, say, 0 to 100. We're going to use our utility file readInt method to read in ints from the command line using scanner internally. So we'll read the first test score. Let's say it's a 94. It's not equal to the sentinel value, so we'll enter the loop. We'll increment the sum. We'll increment the count. And we'll read the next test score. So let's say that one's an 87. Whoops, looks like I altered the wrong file here. 87. And we'll read that in. And that's not equal to the sentinel, so we'll add 87 to the sum. We'll update the count one more time. Read the next score. And let's say we're done. So we'll put in a -1 and we'll go back around. Now the score is equal to the sentinel value, so this loop continuation condition is now false. The question is the score not equal to the sentinel value, true or false? Well, now it's false because the score is equal to the sentinel value. So now we've got an average of 94 and 87. So we're going to jump out of the loop and perform averaging. And notice that here we would otherwise be doing integer division by dividing the sum by the count. So we have to do casting. So we're promoting the sum to a double. So now we've got a mixed type expression, a double divided by a count. The result is going to be a double with the desired decimal precision, which will get it assigned to average. And so that average is going to be 90.5. And we'll print it out. Now here's where we use this format string. This first argument is the format string, and there's 2 placeholders, one for a decimal number or a whole number of scores, and then there's another placeholder for a floating point number with 2 decimal places. That's this average. So we're going to print it out. Average of 2 scores is 90.5, and that's what we get, 2 decimal places. So let's take this off and let's free run this a couple of times. Actually, we're not done here, so let's finish up. Now we're in the next run. So let's say we averaged 100, 99, 98. That should be a 99, and it is. Let's say we average 1 and 2 and 0. That should be a 1. And it is. Let's say we average, how about 30, 30, and 20. That's 80 divided by 3. So that should be 26.66, I believe. Close enough, it's rounding. And that's how this example works. So this example shows how to perform averaging with a while loop. We're simply merging together accumulation and counting into one while loop. Now finally, notice that the one thing that we're not doing here is we're not guarding against a divide by 0. So suppose we don't enter any scores. We go through this. We don't go through this loop at all. The count never changes from 0, so we try to do a divide by 0. We're going to get, let's see, let me run this again. -1, not a number. So we're doing a divide by 0 and we're getting a not a number. So one thing we might do to enhance this is just to add some sort of divide by 0 protection on this average calculation. But we'll leave that as another exercise. Okay, so that's it for this example.